I am sunburned and tired, and my skin does not look great right now. But I wanted to share with you this interview that I did with Rick over at PAX this past December, because they're at Origins right now and they're knocking it out of the park with their Kickstarter. They just fully funded in under 24 hours their expansion pack for Crabs in a Bucket, which is called Shrimpocalypse if you want to look it up. And there is also a link here. But they also just hit their second milestone of $10,000, which means that you get like the cool extra stuff too. So please go support them. It's all here listed below. But at this point that we were at PAX, both of us were exhausted. He was super duper hoarse in this interview, but we had a good time and I love learning about the game. I actually have a copy of the game and I will be reviewing that very soon. But I just wanted to say congratulations to those guys at Blue Rondo Games and enjoy. Tell me about the game.
This game is a shedding type card game, so the objective is to try to get rid of all your cards as quickly as you can. First person to do so is the winner. It plays kind of like other types of shedding card games where you're going to try to match the suit or value of this card, but each of the cards in the game have some kind of special power tied to them that lets you get rid of a bunch of cards really quickly or mess up your opponent's tactics.
Awesome.
The star of the show with these cards are the Joker crabs, which are all based on real crab species. If you look them up, we try to be faithful to how they look in nature. If you look at the rainbow crab, it really does look like this. We include the genus and species up here and little facts about the crabs down here. And you use these crabs to activate various superpowers that are able to catapult yourself to victory or pull back your opponents in various ways.
That is so cool.
Thank you so much.
How long did development take for this game?
This one took about 2 years.
2 years.
Yep. I had the idea in 2020. I don't think
Pandemic.
I took it. Yeah, exactly.
The
Yeah.
pandemic.
I don't think I took it seriously at the time. And then 6 months later, I was like, you know what? Maybe I should try to give it a go. And we were like, yeah, why don't we just try to found a company and all that other kind of stuff.
That's so cool.
Did the Kickstarter the following year, and then we fulfilled it earlier this year.
That's
Back in
awesome.
January.
Congratulations
Thank
on
you so
that.
much.
That's so
It's
cool.
been an adventure.
I know. Anyone I've spoken to, anything on Kickstarter, I'm like, I'm
Sure.
so sorry.
I feel that. I feel that. I feel that. It really is
But also-
it really is a test. But it's. I think anybody who has some kind of thing where they're like, oh, I want to bring this out into the world. You just gotta do it and push it all the way through,
Yeah.
and then let the thing do what it needs to do, almost like it's its own child, you know.
Yeah.
And let it just live. And,
No,
you know,
that's
be in
so
the world
awesome.
the way it should be.
What is MSRP? Or what is how much is it?
25.
25.
And then we've also got various merchandise and stuff like that as well. We've got an expansion in the works. It's top secret right now. We're just kind of showing folks who come by at the moment, but we'll probably announce it in January. This is called Crabs in a Bucket Shrimpocalypse. Very much looking forward to this one. Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
It takes this to the next level. I'm really, really excited for the folks who've played the game before to be able to enjoy it.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's gonna be cool.
I love that. That's so cool. How long does it take to play the game?
It's about 5 to 15 minutes. It depends on the
so
play count.
A nice in between game.
Yeah, I would say that this is like a good appetizer for a bigger, heavier kind of game. Even though it's got a very cute kind of art style, and even though it is easy to get into, it does have a hidden level of depth to it for players that really like to try to strategize and try to really win something over their opponents. And so I think it's a really good game for a game night for other folks who are already coming over and they're going to go play something else. But it's also good for friends and family who just want to just have a quick, fun time, play with a bunch of crabs.
Definitely, and especially if you think about like maybe not all families are super big into the bigger games.
That's true.
This is something you can
It's
just
a great introduction. I would say.
introduction to games. Age range?
I would say, so we print 10 plus just because we want to make sure that like everybody can read okay, but I would say from the testing that we've done and from what we've seen from other conventions, ages 6 and up is completely fine as long as they're playing with adults in case there's any words that are a little tricky to read.
What is your favorite game of all time?
Card games or like tabletop games?
Anything.
Or just
Your
anything?
favorite game of all time.
So video games count as well? I'll give you
Yes.
2 answers.
Yes.
I guess when it comes to board games and stuff like that, it's kind of, I don't know if this is a lame answer, but when it comes to, what's it called? You're about to edit me out. You're about to edit me out thinking this. What is it called? The one with the numbers. The Mind.
What is it?
The Mind.
The Mind.
It's so simple. It's just a deck of like 100 cards, and you and your buddies, you have to figure out. You each get a card, and then you have to place a card, like your cards in order, without talking or anything. You just have to like use telepathy to figure it out, and it works.
Oh, that's
like the craziest thing
awesome.
about it. So, love that game. Video games. I'm a big Final Fantasy fan. I love RPGs, JRPGs. So, lots of lots of Final Fantasies, of course, are in that list of favorites for sure.
That's awesome. Where can we find you online?
You can find me on TikTok at Blue Rondo Games, Instagram at Blue Rondo Games, YouTube, Blue Rondo Games. You can find us anywhere where Blue Rondo Games can be found. Also, you have to forgive me, I'm losing my voice.
I
from all
know,
this
I
shouting.
know.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, it's good. It's a good sign. It means that people are really enthusiastic about the game.
It is. Are you still working a 9 to 5?
I am a PhD student. I'm in my 6th year in the sociology program. And so at the moment, I technically am not working a 9 to 5, but that's just because I'm still a student.
Right.
So we'll see what happens next year. The business has been doing well, but it's not yet at a stage where I can reliably just focus on just this. That's the objective. Of course, that's always the goal.
Right.
Working towards it every day. So we'll see. Tune in next year, I guess.
How do you manage the work-life balance?
That's a good question. It depends on what we define as work. Because I think with this kind of stuff, it very much is work, but it's like a very enriching, fun kind of work, because this is really what I feel like I'm meant to do. And so the way I balance this versus the way I balance the stuff that I need to survive, I think is a little bit different. But I think altogether, for me, I really try to make sure that I have specific times where I'm not working on stuff. I have kind of a strict schedule of like when I am doing things and when I'm not doing things. It's not necessarily a strict schedule of what I'm specifically doing, but from like 9 to 12, I'm like doing some kind of work. And then from 12 to 3, I can't do work. I have to go to the gym, or I have to just like hang out or whatever. And then from 3 to 7, I'm doing work. And then
awesome.
7 onward, I'm not allowed to do anything. And yeah, that's worked for me.
That's a really good balance. That's probably the best balance I've heard so far.
Thank you so much.
So that is I will take that home with me and learn how to block
Sounds
out my
good. Yeah,
schedule.
it's been helpful. It's been great. Yeah, I call that middle period the siesta period. It's been working for me.
There you
Sometimes
go.
I'll take a nap. Yeah.
I don't nap. I have too much caffeine running
I
in my
feel that.
system and
I
all
so
day.
feel
All
that.
day.
Yeah.
It's not.
I feel that.
Where are you from?
I'm originally from Virginia, but we're currently based in California.
California.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You came a long way here then.
We did. Yep.
What was the inspiration for the game?
Yeah, that's actually kind of funny. So when I originally had this idea for a game, I was inspired by a game called Mau Mau. It was a German game. My girlfriend at the time showed it to me. And I wanted to be able to take it to like the next level somehow. I had a bunch of tarot cards, and I wanted to create a version of the game with tarot cards. And I don't know if you're familiar with tarot cards, but they have, there's like a bunch of different types. Like there's like regular playing cards in them, and then there are also these special cards called Major Arcana. There's 22 of them. And I wanted to create a bunch of special effects that happen whenever you play the Major Arcana. And during COVID, I was testing it mostly by myself. My girlfriend at the time lived in Germany, so I didn't get to see her a whole lot. And it was during lockdown, so I was just in my house by myself.
Right.
So I was testing by myself a lot. And as I was testing, pretending to be a bunch of different players, I found myself a lot more interested in trying to pull other people down and stop them from winning than me trying to win, which is similar to how crabs behave when they're in a bucket.
That's exactly what I thought of when I saw the name. I was like, isn't that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? This game is going to have to be called Crabs in a Bucket. Yeah. And then I was like, wait, how many crabs are there out there? And so I pulled up Wikipedia and I'm like, oh wow, there's a lot of different crabs. There's a candy crab, there's a vampire crab, a hermit crab, fiddler crab, spider crab, and yeah, just kind of went from there. And we just tried to make history from there.
That is really cool. That is a really cool story.
Thank you so
that.
much.
Origin stories, man. Okay, that's it.